don't be nervous. Just say what it is you
See what
want
it
to
is.
say,
Yeah,
and let them know that it's no staged and that it's no forced. I'm no forcing you to say any of this stuff.
it's all on that. I chose to do this.
So you watch what's going on,
Yeah, I
and you
see
watch
it.
the live stuff, and you see the videos that I do,
Hmm. And I
and
see the way you all act, and it kind of reminds me of like when I'm in school and I see all the insecure people, misunderstanding the nice guy who knows what he's talking about, and isn't this crazy weirdo that you could maybe think, but he's not.
maybe think. What do you mean?
Yeah,
That
maybe think.
maybe think. What's weirdo about me? Is it my tattoos? My tattoos are Masonic and I'm a devil worshipper and
Totally.
I'm part of a secret society and all that stuff.
Aye. That goes on. Aye, this crazy thing that happens.
So you see it every day in your school and you live it every day and there's pressures involved with
Yeah.
that. And it's not very nice, is
No,
it?
it's horrible.
When people try and misrepresent you and paint you in a certain light,
Yeah.
and it gets to you, it gets to
Aye, 'cause it's
the
not nice.
in your pit, in your gut,
Yeah.
and it makes you think that there's something wrong with these people.
Uh-huh.
It's like mental illness,
Yeah.
almost,
Aye.
isn't it?
Isn't it?
But you see that, you see it, you can expect it in controlled, contrived environments like school. When you get peer pressure and all these characters bullying each other and preying on each other. But you expect when it gets to the adult world, it's going to be a wee
It
bit
would
different.
change and you would grow up a wee bit.
So
Adults.
I can have discussions with you and we talk about that stuff,
Yeah.
and we point it out what's
Aye.
going on in your
'Cause we
life
see
every day, and then you come to this and you
And
see what I'm involved in, and you see the
I
exact
see
same
it's the
thing.
exact same thing that's
Right.
happening with
No.
me.
Although you understand what the objective is, the objective
Aye.
truth,
Yes.
right? And it's about the shape of the earth that we're living on.
And I'm only 15.
And you're
And I
only
can
15,
understand
and you
this.
can grasp that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can grasp that it's not about personalities.
No, it's not about the individual.
Yeah, when you go to your dancing and stuff, I mean, you don't look at who's that person. You look at what they offer in terms of what they can offer
their
you in
skill,
your dancing, their skills, their knowledge, their content, what it is they actually offer. And not everybody's to your taste. I mean, you don't go on with everybody,
you don't
do you?
like everybody, no,
but
not at all.
It doesn't mean that you try and suppress them or misrepresent them. Because as you know, that just denotes that somebody's insecure and they feel the need to control and fucking manipulate you.
Yeah.
Or paint you in a certain light. You've experienced that. We all experienced it as children. And that's part of my whole thing. It's like understanding these things and how it then evolves into adulthood. Because the confusion's still there with people. They don't know where they are. They don't know what life's about. They're living false, cultural creations. And people are trying to figure it out. So it's all insecurity. But we know that there's no point to any of that. We know that it's illogical. Even me and you can have discussions with a 15-year-old about life and what's going on.
What's happening, what this place is.
And it's no attack, control, and shutting people up.
No.
So it's simple, is it not?
It's easy. Right.
But there you go. My daughter here, 15-year-old, she watches what's going on. She sees it. She sees it clear as day. Now a 15-year-old can grasp it and see it so simply. But we have these supposed adults continually misrepresenting, telling lies, and trying to cause division and confusion within the whole thing. It's the same shit that goes on in the schoolyard that's happening here. And that's my whole thing, is to try and eradicate that and bring it to light and face up to it. So, anything you want to say?
Just don't misunderstand people and actually listen to what they're saying and not who they are. Like, understand what they're saying, their knowledge, their content, not start attacking them as a person, because that's not what it's about.
Yeah. How does it make you feel when you see people misrepresenting you?
I don't like it, because you don't have a clue who he is, who you are, because that's not the way you say he is, isn't. Like, I'm with him every day, I know who he is.
An annoyance in a child as much as you.
A 5-year-old, basically.
Well, don't say that, I'll be a 5-year-old now. That means anything I say can't count because I'm only a 5-year-old.
Because it doesn't count because you're a Wayne.
So, you wanted to do this off your own back.
I wanted to do this, I chose.
So, and my kids are involved. I don't hide anything from my kids, you know, I'll face up to anything. I don't wrap them in cotton wool with anything, it's absolutely pointless. You know, it's better that, you know, we face up to the reality we're living in and then they're prepared for it.
Yeah.
You know, there's no point in shying away. So people say, oh, kids involved, blah, blah. Of course everybody's involved. My kids are going to school and they're being brainwashed with fucking globes and all these crazy fucking claims that are just no reality. It's religious fucking brainwashing. So, and my children have the ability to address it and critically think and look at it on their own. Not because of me forcing it on them, because they have the critical skills in order to look at what's being said to them and what's being presented in all aspects and manners of their life. So, you know, this isn't just about adults, because adults are no different from fucking children in their behaviour and all this, you know. So, you know, I appreciate you saying your wee bit. I'm sure the trolls and the fucking, the ones who want to create division will try and look at this as a negative. But at the end of the day, you know, my family supports me. My kids understand what's going on. They know who I am. You know, and they want to do things off their own back. So, you know, let them use it whatever way they want. Okay? The reality is the reality, and this is true. Okay? And I'm sure many other of you, lots of you, you know, have family members who you have discussions with and who know about it. So let's not have this, you know, people can't be involved because they're at school or they're a child. You know, this affects everybody. Okay, knowing where we are is the most important thing to any of us. Yeah, exactly. There's no need for secrets, is there?
No.
You know, secrets and confusion make me insecure. You know, when I feel as if people aren't honest and they can't face up to things, it causes me insecurities and problems. You know, and there's absolutely no need for it. People are just scared of confrontation, but confrontation doesn't mean violence.
No.
You know, confrontation's healthy. We can have discussions and we can figure things out. So, I appreciate you doing your wee bit and putting yourself on camera. So, anything else you want to say?
That's it.
You sure?
Much, yep.
How do you feel about the whole globe, flat earth, and where we live?
It's not a globe, basically.
And why is it not a globe?
Because it's ridiculous at the thought of water bending around like that and staying there.
Because it's not what you test
No,
themselves.
you can't prove it. There's no proof at all, so why should I believe it if there's no proof of it?
Yeah, but if there was proof, you would be willing to look at it
Of
and
course,
your mind's open. You know, you're not brainwashed, you're not forced to think and believe anything you want. You know, I've always gave you your place and you can be free to think. The only thing I've tried to give is critical skills in order to look at things and understand them. You know what I mean? So, it does work. And Morgan here's living proof of that. So, appreciate it, babe, right? Oh, right, there you go. Going to finish up here and just continue this. I was going to stop it, but I might as well just continue. Love you. See you after. So, you know, I really appreciate my daughter doing that. As I say, she watches these things, you know, the same as the rest of my family and friends who are involved in it. You know, people can see exactly what's going on. You know, and they're willing to face up to aspects of reality and have a look at what's going on. And not just be swept along by the cultural programme that tells them, you know, what to think, how to think, who they are, what life's about and where they actually live. You know, they don't just accept things on blind faith, they actually question and have a look and discuss it. So, and as I say, you know, that's a 15-year-old who has that ability, and I can have great conversations with my daughter. You know, it doesn't matter that she's 15, you know, she has an understanding and that ability to talk and discuss and understand. So, and obviously, you know, it's going to be used as a contrivance and all this fucking stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, I want to reach out to people in order for them to see who I am in my private life, because that does have an effect on people. Unfortunately, people do judge based on these types of things. You know, as I said before, people will, you know, shy away from listening to me because of how I talk and how I look, my tattoos, but they'll warm to somebody else who they have that preference with, a different type of personality. So again, on tonight's live show, we'll discuss things like that and why it's good that there is different characters and personalities. And obviously, again, these live hangouts with the misrepresenting and barefaced lies. And we can see how they cherry pick and they take certain parts of what you say but ignore the rest of it. Like yesterday when I was talking about the sphere and how I could say things. The whole point of me saying that was just to say how I can come up with stories the same as these people can come up with stories about the sky, the sun, the moon and the stars and the movements, and the bit that they leave out is when you say that, and you say that, look, it offers nothing in the way of proof for the shape of the earth that we're upon. So, I'll just keep pushing on, and offer these people the platform. They've been offered the platform again to come on and say their piece, but at some point, people need to realise that the avoidance and the unwillingness to confront and have discussion is a sure sign of an agenda or some sort of manipulation. So I'm saying that if these people continue with their misrepresenting, lies and bitch fest, and when they're offered the platform to come and confront it and actually discuss it, but they avoid it and they run away, that should be telling people a hell of a lot. And it's, for me, I'm tired of this now. It's time for people to start moving on, and highlighting this stuff and having zero tolerance for it. We need to stop giving them a place. Anybody can be involved, but we need to start letting this shit go. It's fucking ridiculous. So, again, anybody's invited. Topics of discussion are always opened. Some people maybe prefer that, I will have a specific topic for each thing, but I don't want to restrict it because some people might be in a different frame of mind. Like the other night, John and Barbie talked about veganism. It's something that's close to their heart. To be honest, it kind of bored me because it's not something that I'm, involved in and really interested in. But at the same time, I'm still willing to sit there just to moderate and let people have their discussion and display their passions and views. It doesn't mean because you give people that place and that chance to speak that you're on side with them or you agree with everything they say. But that's what the misrepresenters will try and do. They'll try and label and attach you to these things and shut down discussion in all forums. And as for me, all this stuff is relevant. We have been sold a massive lie. We don't know the true history. We don't know who we are. We don't know where we are. None of these accounts can be verified of our history. So, there's loads to discuss. Methods of reaching people, methods of discussion. There's so many aspects to it. But the main one being the objective question is what shapes the earth, right? Now, my whole point that I get involved was how to address the claim and how to attack the claim and how to strip it. And maybe I'm still stuck in that, and that's why people are misunderstanding what it is I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I can only deal with the claim that was made to me, which was the globe. Now, if I find flaws and I don't find proof of that, but I find other proofs that tell me the possibilities, then that's the reality of where I am. Real science has that ability to say we don't know. So these people who continue to say you have to represent something, you have to have an imaginative model to push and show people, it's nonsense. At the same time, people are still free to do that and work on these things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to shut down anybody. I'm just trying to understand where the actual proofs are, what's significant to the question, and what's important. So, but you continue to see these games and they adopt, as I say, your format, your mannerisms and things that you put out there. Now, I heard, the lad Jed saying that I stole his sophism and, this thing that I was talking about with the sphere. Me talking about the sphere and the stars is something that goes way back to nearly 2 years ago. I spoke to Lawrence and Laurie, it was all over my Facebook. I've mentioned it previously in videos before. So these people make these claims, although the evidence and the proofs that are in front of them are, you know, it's ridiculous. I think that they tell that many lies, they get themselves in that much of a state that they forget, right? When the truth is really there. So, you know, I'll extrapolate on more of this stuff tonight and encourage discussion and question, you know, question me, question whatever. That was a great thing about Jamie Brown the other night. You know, even when I was in his hangout and I was, you know, talking about philosophy of models, he pulled me up and says, "Are you making a claim?" And, you know, and that was fucking great because it just shows me that people really grasp it and that they're representing the truth and they're not going to accept any garbage. So I took great confidence for that, and I thought it was great that Jamie pushed me and made sure that I was stating that it was a philosophy and not an actual claim, because that's what it's about. It's about separating, you know, what things are for philosophy, personal opinion, and objective truths. So, again, you know, 7:30 tonight. Hope to see as many of you there as possible.